I got so many requests about some MMORPG that has released globally and has an English version, so all of my subscribers will get an update and easily understand the mechanism. I would appreciate it to my subscriber who's request this title. Shout out to XFragileX. Please enjoy the video of Top 12 Best MMORPG 2026 Global Release MMORPG Games for Android and iOS. You guys can support this channel by sending a super thanks, and our team will appreciate that. Vampir MMORPG or Vampire MMORPG. I will make a guarantee if no one is expecting it will have a new brand MMO with a very interesting games concept which is about a vampire. All of the characters' design and how the all appearance is totally represent what a vampire looks like. Even almost all of the main background will have a dark and white color as the main ambience that we can get, which is a good one to represent a dark fantasy theme. The game's combat mechanism is tap and click based, and you can navigate the entire gameplay casually through an autoplay. But before you try it, I would like to inform you all if this game will show you how the player can speed up the progress through a diamond icon on the screen. Even when we just started the game, the developer announced if this game will release globally for a specific country, which are Korean and Taiwan. Vampir MMO is the best new MMORPG on Android and iOS 2026. Ragnarok Origin Classic. I'm sure everyone knows the Ragnarok game because this game franchise is always releasing the new game frequently, but honestly all of the Ragnarok game is cash grabbing. They are always releasing the new server too often, making the player feel like they are trying to milk us. I would give an honest opinion if you really want to play it seriously. It's kind of a pay-to-win MMORPG, so if you are a free-to-play player, I am sure you guys need to exchange your time to make a better progress, which I mean it needs a lot of effort. Every Ragnarok MMO looks pretty identical, so you might have a dissimilar experience between one to another. Okay, this new MMO has a great graphic and better optimization. Even I have set the crowd control into the maximum level, but it runs quite smoothly. We can claim the status point and place it to a different status like strength, dexterity, HP, and many more. The game's progress is pretty fast, within less than 8 minutes. I have reached level 25. We just need to follow the main quest to speed up the character's level. The combat mechanism is super good. Hopefully, they will combine the server or do any merge server. Best MMORPG Global Release 2026 Mobile. Star Stride. This game has been released officially on China Regional, but you can easily access the game through tap. Even it's available on a certain country only, but the game has an English version already. The dialogue, the UI, and all of the icon represent with English version, which is you guys definitely understand the gameplay. The game will be set in the futuristic world where the robotic is the main concern about what the game's theme is, from the character design and how we can fly around the world by using a jetpack. The combat mechanism absolutely impressed me because the player can do an extra damage once we do a combination attack of a regular attack and also the skill. Each of the combos pattern will release a different extra damage, but we need to tap the skill on the right timing before it disappears. While we play in battle, we should play manually, but it has an auto path finding for the quest. Star Stride is the best new release MMORPG 2026 Android. Seal M on Cross. The first impression I got since I played this game is it looks so blurry. Seriously, the graphics should be enhanced more. The visual is not optimized on the highest level, even we know Seal Online was on PC and this is the next sequel of this series. So the developers should make a huge improvement to make the veteran player have a better experience on the newest version. It's been doing so much beta testing and I noticed the game now has more casual in gameplay. On the beta, we should tap the screen on the right timing to deal a bigger damage, but now the game can be played way more simple. We just need to tap the target and let the game do an auto battle. If you love to play a cute character with a chibi design, surely this game will be the best answer. In fact, the game runs on the low-end device and I guarantee it will run super smooth. Once your character has a higher level, then the equipment looks so shiny. Best global release MMORPG games 2026. Legend of Yamir. It was so sad seeing an MMO with a PC quality get a very weird score on the Play Store. It will be a good lesson for any games developer to optimize the game before the game launches globally. Because once the game releases, then the first week will take a crucial day to decide about the player's experience. The score will have a higher volatility. The hype will take about a week to get the best impression from a massive player, so I will really hope the developer will think twice before they release it globally. Honestly, I really love the game's concept where the player will introduce a mythology story about a god and also a kingdom. Even if the game has a tap and click base, but we can do a special action like parrying, blocking. These all movements can frequently release once your hero status reach a higher level. We need to join the strong guild to play in a huge war between guild versus guild in PvP content. Hopefully the developer read the players' feedback on the Play Store, so the score will get better and higher. Sword of Justice. This game will easily show us how the Chinese team MMO should be. Everything crafted by the Chinese concept, from the character's name, hero appearance, the environment, the musical or instrument, and how the storyline is. This whole aspect will become one direction into Chinese base. I know most of you don't even love to play this kind of MMO because the concept is way to represent a certain country, but trust me, it has a very good action that you actually need to experience, which is a flying movement. With this action, we can reach way further areas much faster and easier, so we don't have to pass any obstacle around. This MMORPG is focusing on the storyline-driven base, so the player will get a lot of special cutscenes and dialogue along the journey. The combat mechanism is hack and slash, and all of the objects around us can be broken, making it look like a great ragdoll PC. Blue Protocol Star Resonance. I am so impressed with this game. It's just outstanding. One of the best new MMORPG games on mobile that looks so good in general. The game's graphics are incredible. After we got so much update on the Play Store, then I will be honest, the optimization reached a new level. Through this video, I'm sure you all can see the smoothness progress. I would highly recommend you all to play it. If you love a game with an anime art style with a PC quality, no wonder it was made for PC platform before, but now they focus on the mobile platform. Overall, I love the panorama, nature, mountain, hill, and sea view. These all panoramas look so realistic as an anime 3D MMO. I would be so satisfied. The combat mechanism is hack and slash game. We can kill the enemy, lock the target, and release some skill that we got from the earlier game. Blue Protocol Star Resonance is the best MMORPG global release game 2026 for Android and iOS. Albon Online. I will put this game on this list because the developer is consistently updating the game to give a new event, and the most important thing is they always make an update for the players getting a smooth gameplay and reach the next level of the satisfying experience on playing a PC quality MMORPG on mobile. By the way, this game is a cross-platform for mobile and PC, and we all can access the game within one account, which is pretty good. The main gameplay is not about storyline based because we need to explore our creativity by crafting a different kind of equipment like gear, armor, and also weapons. There is so much material that we need to gather with a different level of rarity, from the regular, rare to the advanced one. If you love to play no auto-play MMORPG, no pay-to-win MMORPG, and a free-to-play MMORPG game, I'm sure you all need to play Albon Mobile. In fact, the PvP feature is pretty outstanding with a massive scale of war that will blow your mind in an intense battlefield area. Best MMORPG that has released globally 2026 for mobile and PC. Heavenly Dragon Saga. This game is a new brand MMORPG that has a Chinese theme base, but the developer made it look more like a classic style. From the atmosphere, ambience, and how the hero's design looks so classic, which is this kind of game style that has its own fanatic fans. It's full of auto and we can speed up the progress through a top-up icon. If you love to play in a fast leveling up through a VIP base, surely this will be your option. We can play the game in PvP mode even if we can do a free player kill once we reach a certain region. So we can grind on the peace area for leveling up your character because this game is a grinding base where the player can decide to play in AFK mode for auto farming. This game only has less than 1 GB, so all players will be able to handle the game on any device. Ion 2. This game will give you a very different game experience where the player can do such an interesting action while we are on the air, which is a flying combat. We can slash the enemy while in the air and move the hero while attacking on the ground. It makes the game look super charming in battle mechanism. I love when the game make a dynamic combat where the player can control the hero freely in combat, explore the massive and immersive open world in a seamless area, so you will not see any single loading screen, which is we all need a higher endpoint to render the far view distance. Anyway, this MMO has released global on the Taiwan server, but the entire dialogue will come in English. You can play it on multi-platform for mobile and PC as well. I really hope the other games developer will make any new innovation just like what Ion 2 did. It's pretty refreshing flying around the world. This game is one of the most played MMORPG 2026 for mobile and PC. Ming, Rivers of Blood. This game has a Chinese theme with a Dynasty Kingdom storyline. It's about a revenge and betrayal. Most of the quests will be asking the NPC and clearing the bandit around the kingdom area, but sometimes we need to get into the dungeon to finish the enemy. I would like to warn you, if this game has an autoplay base, since you started the game, it will run automatically even when you don't touch any button. It's a good MMO for a player who's pretty busy with their own real life. It has a PvP features in 1 versus 1, or we can participate in arena. There is a lot of daily event we actually can do to raise up the hero's power. The skill tree system will take a crucial part to upgrade your character significantly, so we need to understand the active and passive skill. I realize we can reach so much level within a few hours. It's a very easy grinding MMO base. Asis of Valhalla. This game gets such a high score on the Play Store, it reached 4.7 stars, which is pretty good and nearly perfect score for mobile. The gameplay is absolutely simple. It's full of autoplay, pay-to-win priority because there is a lot of icons that will appear along the screen, even when you just started the game. The bonus and progression you have through a top-up reward will be the one thing that everyone should be concerned about, and for me, I'm not giving my full interest in a game with so much server release within a few months. I really hope the developer will understand what the player wants. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like this video and request for my next video. Thanks.